Yeah, it started. It started. So we're starting. Hi, I'm Sistah Sorry with Sistah Sinema, and this is the Sistah Sinema Kingston Stud Life post movie discussion. So we have the audience from Kingston. We also have Campbell X, the filmmaker for Stud Life, and then Tamia Miller, who plays JJ in the movie Stud Life. So Campbell, will you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Campbell, and I'm so honored that you all chose to show Stud Life. I am over the moon, and it's like incredible and exciting to see all of you in one room. Thank you, Sistah Sinema Kingston.
Tamia, do you have any words?
Yeah, listen, so it's really great that Stud Life showed in Jamaica. Thanks for supporting and seeing it. And I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah. So with that, Afifa, let's start with questions from the folks in Kingston.
Questions. Okay.
Yeah, who's the writer?
I'm the writer.
Okay. And what's the inspiration behind the writing?
My inspiration was really London and people who live in London who are from all ethnicities and genders and who have amazing stories, and also studs who are online telling their stories on YouTube. So it was a mixture of the two. And also, you know, as you probably saw, there were people speaking patois, and language is really important to me, and it's important to see that in London there are different voices, there are many voices, not just the Cockney voice, but other voices as well.
Okay, excellent. That was a good question.
I'm sure you're one of the few people who understood everything in the barber scene.
The other question. The feature of drugs in the movie, is it a feature in the gay community, you think, or is it a feature in the London community?
Can somebody write the question so that I can see? Because I can't hear very well. There's a lot of background noise here.
She's saying there's a certain prominence of drugs in the movie. They're here.
Afifa, can you also post the questions in the group chat?
Okay, so I'm sure it's gonna unmute. Help me spell this.
I can hear you. I can hear you, Afisa. So if you.
Oh, you can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's asking. She's saying that the feature of drugs. Yeah. So drugs is featured in the movie. Do you?
Who's featured in the movie?
Drugs. The feature of drugs in the movie.
Oh, the use of drugs in the movie.
Right. Drugs.
Drugs.
Sorry?
All right. Hold on.
I didn't get.
She's saying
Yeah,
that
if you type the question, that might help.
Wait, no. Hold on. 1 second. Okay. Come, put the spelling.
Don't worry about the spelling.
But I mean, you can spell. I mean, you're a PhD holder. Like, you can spell just fine.
I made this one.
Okay. So do you see the question, Campbell?
It hasn't come through.
So the question is, the display of drug use in the movie, is that a big part of London culture, or is that something that you took creative license with in the film?
Everything in the scene, everything in the movie happens in London. It may not happen to that one person, but it's happened to lots of different people at different times. So yeah.
Okay. So that was that question. Part B. Ooh, we have a part B.
Oh yeah. Okay, next question, right? The part with the sex scene.
God. Is it sex scene?
Yeah.
The sex scenes? Which one? There's so many. Haha.
Yeah. I think Afifa's running.
Where the girl was being
Yeah, where
slapped.
the girl is being slapped.
Is
Is
I
it
think
that?
the question. So I think the question is the choice to have sexual violence in the film and kind of what was the justification.
Crazy move?
You have to be really clear with the question because I can't hear it.
Okay.
So it's if you think that there's a lot of crazy films out there.
Perhaps ISIS. Perhaps I have a suggestion, guys. Perhaps ISIS, if you can hear what they're saying, perhaps it's a good idea if ISIS just translates. It might be quicker that way.
Right. So I'm not.
Yeah,
So
it's
the
like the question.
the IMs come up faster on my end. So I'm not. So the question is the part where L is being slapped. Do you feel that's representative of what femmes want sexually? And is that does that kind of categorize L as a crazy femme or emotionally unstable?
Okay, Elle is not a crazy femme. She's passionate, and in her working life, she's dominant. She's a dominatrix. So in her private life, she wants to be very different to how she is in her work life. So she's not crazy at all. She is very clear about what she wants, and she has very clear boundaries, and so she doesn't take any shit from anybody, basically.
Okay, so it's the way of expressing passion then.
She's passionate.
And it's something that you feel.
So I think there was a follow-up question. Or the follow-up comment was that Elle is very passionate and that's just her way of expressing herself.
She has a very what way?
Yes, she's not crazy. She's just a very passionate person, and that's Elle's way of expressing herself.
So she's then asking if this way of expressing passion is something that you all kind of agree with.
You answered.
I'm not quite sure what that
Campbell. Campbell?
Yes, I'm going to answer that. It's not about agreeing.
I'm going to.
You're going to answer. Okay, Tania, have a go. Tania, you going to say something?
Okay, I think that, especially in London, there are all kinds of sex that we have, and especially it seems on the gay scene that people aren't afraid of expressing themselves, so there aren't as many taboos, and I think because we're exposed to so much in London that anything kind of goes, really, as long as you're kind of in agreement with it. So I think for a lot of lesbian movies or gay movies, they have less sex. And I think, Campbell, if I can speak for you here, Campbell didn't do that in her film. She didn't want to shoot lesbian sex from a very male point of view. And she wanted to shoot the kind of sex that people have and show a different kind of sex, because we're always fed this image of, girl on top of girl, and it's all very soft and what have you. And sex isn't always like sure.
Absolutely, and also to show that there's different types of violence. The violence in the sex is consensual. It's what Elle agrees to. It's not, it is not a domestic violence situation which is non-consensual.
Yeah.
As she says in the line, you can slap me, but if I ask for it, and she requests to be slapped as her sort of, it's her thing in sex. But it's very different to be beaten up by your girlfriend in an abusive way. That's completely separate. This is a sexual practice. It's BDSM. So that's what that's about. And it's creating a distinction between that kind of violence and the violence that happens on the street.
Alright. Okay, one question.
So yeah, I think there was a question at the end of the couch.
Okay.
Why London?
Why London?
Why London? Why did I film it in London?
Why London? Why not Kingston?
I would love to make a movie in Kingston. Me and Tania would love to come, but I live in London, so it was easier. It was easier to do it in London. So, and I know London very well.
Yeah, Soul HQ next Campbell movie project will be in Kingston. And
Yeah, right.
Any more? Yeah. Is it self-funded?
Is it self-funded?
It was financed through Indiegogo and through private investors and myself as well. So I put a lot of money into the movie. Yeah, so it's completely independent.
And if I can add something about that, you know, it being independent, it speaks to the importance of queer women of color supporting media that's about us and supporting filmmakers that are doing that work. So when Campbell says that it was funded by Indiegogo, that's, you know, 100+ women giving what they can to make Stud Life a reality. And that's really about, you know, queer women of color taking power away from Hollywood and what representations we see of ourselves. And that's, I mean, that's amazing. So that's awesome that was a part of making Stud Life a reality.
Yeah.
And if you see campaigns like that, even if you can't give, if you can share and share it on Facebook or tweet about it, it's powerful.
I have a question for JJ. What was it like playing JJ?
Tania, did you hear that?
Tania, what is it like playing
Yeah,
JJ?
I did. No, I heard. You know, JJ was so different from any other kind of role that I had played before. It was a real challenge, and I had to do a lot of homework, as it were, before I kind of got on set and we started filming. So it was lots of fun. I had lots of fun on set, but I also had a lot. It was a huge learning curve for me.
And you
Alright.
know, because every time I watch even the small expressions of masculinity, like down pat, because when I see you like on video in other settings, it's completely feminized. It's very different. So yeah, you put a good job on that one.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
I have a question about the word stud,
Yeah.
because it's the first time I've met up on it in terms of using the. It's British. Is that what they call, I suppose, most really called butch? Or what's the history of that term at all?
So who is a stud and what's the history?
Yeah, in terms of the use of that word to describe women who are more masculine. So you said identify as being masculine. So I found it pretty.
So she wants to know, like, who is a stud? She's saying that this is the first time she's heard it, seen it like this. And so what does it mean to be a stud, and what's the history of the use of the word stud?
Oh, that's a really good question. Stud is actually African American slang for masculine of center woman, and I think it started in the 60s maybe, or even earlier, and it's only come into more general use because of the internet. Whereas before you used to have to read a history book or be part of African American or people of color communities to know about it, which is really the term used by white people. And that, of course, because they tell loads of stories, becomes more the current word to use. And now we're hearing things more from our perspective, because we're telling our stories and we can share them via the internet. I think this internet's been quite prominent in bringing it more into common use. There's also aggressive, that's another word, AG. There are quite a few words that are becoming more commonly known.
Hey, Campbell,
So,
STEM is
and
another
just to follow
word.
up on that question, so you,
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
go ahead, Tania.
Oh, okay. I was just
I
adding that STEM is also another word that's becoming more popular, which is a cross between, someone who's masculine-centered and who's feminine. So it's, it's a balance of those things. There's so many words. There's so many boxes.
How does it differ from butch? Because in the same line, I got myself a real butch hair or something like that.
Right.
And also you study the same sentence. There you go. Stone butch. How does that differ?
Okay, can we hear that question again?
Yeah.
Closer up. Because the person
Saying
is there at the computer. Sorry.
Right. So she's saying, how does the word stud differ from the word butch? Because in the movie there is a term stone butch
The same sentence as the
used in
I
the
got there
line as
Yes.
right. So what? How does it differ?
It's interchangeable. One's from white culture and the other one's from black culture. That's all. Are you asking what does a stone butch mean?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
They also use the word touch me not stud, which is the word that studs use. Touch me not stud is equivalent to the word stone butch as well.
Touch me now. Oh.
That was gonna say. The person who heard it,
Yeah.
they're the ones who do not want.
Well. Okay. Oh, one question from me.
Okay.
How did you get started as a filmmaker?
I started out as a camera person and I worked as an assistant camera. I trained for a year, and I trained for 2 years, working as an intern. And then I pitched a movie which was shown on TV. It was a short, and I continued to make films after that. So I was kind of fortunate to having been, having my work been shown from very early on in my career.
Okay. Uh, yeah. What what other themes would you like to explore in your filmmaking?
Actually, I'd like to tell a story shot in Jamaica. Some of you know that market called Papine.
Yeah.
My great grandmother used to sell produce there, and I want to tell a story about my great grandmother. So that's something that I like to do, and hopefully I'll be able to film that in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yay.
Any one question for JJ and Campbell X.
What was the experience for writing and acting your parts?
Sorry, what's the question?
What was the experience like writing and acting out the part that was the homophobic assault in the film? What was the experience?
I wrote it because I wrote it because many people who are masculine, many women who are attacked by young men, particularly, actually, and that's the reality. So I included it in the movie. It's not happened to me personally, but I know it happens all the time. So I can have a movie and not include that.
And then, Tania, how was it for you acting that role out?
Good question. as an actor, it was just an interesting, you know, dynamic of the film. As JJ, also as an actor, when I was in rehearsal, Campbell asked me to do some what's called method acting, and I wore a chest binder. I looked like a boy for a couple of weeks before we started shooting, and the reaction I had from the general public was very different to the reaction I had as a a woman going about London. It was far more hostile actually than the welcome in London that I know. I know there's certain members in the community who are homophobic, and it's there in the music and what have you. And I think the film reflected that. The boys are actually, the guys who played the thugs are as soft as anything and very sweet. So, but it's a shame that it happens. It's a shame that many women who who are more masculine kind of do suffer that kind of hostility. Lord. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll edit it out.
I just wanted to say also that, when I heard Stud Life was showing the Sistah Sinema in Jamaica, I reflected on how amazing you guys are to have a screening like this, but how with Stud Life, for me, it's been really emotional and moving seeing the support from queer women of color and how people have rallied round the film, because we don't have a major budget for marketing, and Sistah Sinema has been absolutely amazing in getting the film to lots of different audiences internationally, and that I can't tell you how moved I am by the work I doing of Sistah and Georgia. Thank you so much. It really, really means a lot to me. It really does.
Thank you. But it's really a movement, right? Because thank you for making the film. I have to thank Georgia and Afifa because they came to me and let's do it in Kingston, and I was like, that's so amazing. That the work that they do and putting the community around it and getting the word out, and just being out there, because the risk for me as a queer woman of color in Northern California is very different for the risk in Kingston. So
I think you all are incredible, and I would really love to hear more of your stories. So please email me. Georgia has my email. It would be good to keep in contact with you guys because I'm all about the diaspora and global, and so is ISIS. And we need to have these global conversations directly with each other. It's really important.
Very important.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, everybody, Campbell X, Isis, and Tania. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Everybody in the room really enjoyed the film. And we look forward to talking to you some more and sharing stories. And hopefully when you come to Jamaica to do that film, we can support you doing it.
Thank you so much.
Lovely.
All right.
All right.
Stay blessed.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.